I'm about that. Cause I'm about that. I'm about that come up, running up on them fools that are talking foolish. Try to get them funds up, killing them mics just like I ran and Jules in. Y'all gonna get done up front, knowing that kid with an attitude, but you can't really blame this motherfucker for what he had to do. I'm about that cash flipping, I'm getting it on and off the market. Not about that VIP, not me, not never been a fan of carpets. All about that RIP for all of my Jesus gone departed. All about that finish when I started, I'm about that.
Top down, I know you're not ready. We ride, we're about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night. Top down, I know you're not ready. We ride, we're about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night.
Know that I'm about it. Want a man I can bring the drama, but it ain't by chance. I'm fucking rapping, you don't really want a problem. Made a little cash in the back end, but still rapping, they call me starving. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna ask who the man is. Hope I'm gonna be like, beg your pardon. I'm about that.
Top down, I know you're not ready. We ride, we're about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night. Top down, I know you're not ready. We ride, we're about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night.
What's up, everybody? It is the Ysn Power Hour. Welcome aboard a Monday show after a big weekend here at Ysn. DJ Yoakley here, Billy Mack in the middle. Then we got Just Win, baby, over in the corner. Richie Giuliano, Mr. 224, holding down the middle. Ty Bartell, the bass. We got McNuggies, and of course, live from the G. Burbank Farms studios in the back of World Headquarters, it is Quinn Pushgar. Boys, it is probably one of the greatest days of the year. It is National Ohio Day. What is your favorite part of being from the OHIO? Billy Mack, you first.
Well, I mean, we're the heart of it all, so we got to go with the Buckeye Nation. That's the best part of being from Ohio, man.
All right. How about you, Paulie?
I think no matter where you're from in Ohio, it's just that feeling of community. I mean, people always talk about, I want to move out of town. I want to leave here. I want to go away. And they go away, but they always come back. They always come back. I mean, and if they don't, they're wishing they were, because it's not the same. And when you come home to Ohio, especially to the Youngstown area, I mean, it's nothing like it.
Let's go to Richie Giuliano. The man had a big-time weekend. He's a big-time performer. Richie, You're a big Ohio guy. What's your favorite part of being a Buckeye?
I mean, we're in Grit City, Youngstown, Ohio, so I got to go with the grit of Ohioans. I mean, that blue-collar mentality, work hard, earn money for your family, support your family, and, just continue to work hard.
Love it. Ty, in the prison cell.
Yeah, to piggyback, though, off of Richie, I do love that grit mentality of a lot of Ohioans. And honestly, I love the fact that there's a lot of people that are, like, famous celebrity people from Ohio that you don't really realize are from the OHIO until you really look into it. And there's a lot of people that come from here, but when you think celebrity, you think of the LAs, the New Yorks, but no, Ohio produces a lot of significant people, especially presidents too.
Let's go over to the kid we know that has the heartbeat, is the Scarlet and Gray, Mr. McNuggies. What do you got for us?
Tell you what, Billy Mack's going to like this one, loyalty. It always seems like that Ohioans, they always have the loyalty to Ohio, whether they move away or they always stick with Ohio. That it always has a place in their heart, and they'll always be loyal to this great state.
Quinn, what do you have?
Yeah, it's kind of like what Paul said. It's home. Like, you don't leave. You never leave. And if you do, like, you still are Ohio. And you compare it to Ohio for some weird reason.
I'm going to piggyback off Richie. I like the grit. I think that what we learn in Ohio is hard work. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't matter what the temperature is. It doesn't matter what you do. You put your all into it, and you get your all out of it. So that's why I love Ohio, is I feel like Ohioans, like you said, Richie, those blue-collar, punch the clock, put your hard hat on, go to work, come home, and it's all about family. That's what I love about Ohio, and that's why I love embodying Ohio with our Ohio small business in YSN. So that is National Ohio Day. Happy National Ohio Day to all of you. And if you don't celebrate Ohio, well, to hell with you. So we'll go that route. Jeff Bezos saying Stream City, baby. That's his favorite part of Ohio, right here in East Palestine. OHIO, says Anthony Romo. Let's talk about the weekend, guys. What an unbelievable weekend it was. First, Halloween. So all the kids got trick or treat. They got their candy, the excitement about, the Hallows Eve and all that comes with it. But football, but volleyball and soccer, yeah, you could see it all right here on YSN, and you did. So many turned out and tuned in for those calls. And guys, we had some magic on Saturday with YSN Primetime, breaking ground yet again, twice in 1 year, twice in 10 weeks, doing something new and providing to the Valley, and such good feedback about it. I know we all had a chance to watch it. Billy Mack, what was your favorite part of the weekend on YSN?
Well, so I had my niece this weekend. I don't see my niece too often, but we have a tradition where I take her trick or treat every year for the most part. And I was going out trick or treating, watching with my phone, going around, taking her to house, and Boardman going, "Is that Jeff with a big Raider hat on?" So, and I was pumping us too, man. They were going. I seen people in Ursula and stuff and polling stuff. I'm like, "Hey, did you catch the game? Did you get the game? Did you go get the game? Did you buy the game?" South Range is playing tonight, going from house to house. People wearing different kind of high school stuff, and they were tuning in too. And I was walking up to them. So
that was, I think, it was a great show, but that capped it off. That was awesome. Love the pumpkins too. Paul Munson, what was your? You were on hand. What was your favorite part of it?
Just the way everybody came together. We had the whole crew there, whole crew of people, and getting everything done. We were there early and set everything up. And then, I had to go upstairs to get PA ready, and you had to go upstairs and get ready. But the cool part about it was being up there in the press box and being able to look down onto the field where they were and watching the show go on as it was still going on. And then, like Billy said, all of a sudden you see Jeff pull out the big head and puts it on. And it was just really cool to see that atmosphere there, and then see everybody kind of hang out afterwards during the game, and just know that, after the post game show and everything, it was awesome that it happened. It was great. It happened here for those two teams as well, and I think it's going to be something great for our network to keep going.
What a source of pride that was. And I was beaming ear to ear watching everything. And JB down there putting the helmet on, you couldn't love it anymore. McNuggies.
Fit.
Yeah, I know. That was close. Super close. McNuggies, what did you love?
I just love that the fact that we still have football going on. It's deep into playoff time. This time of year, you got three teams, but with the way everything's gone in 2020, we still had 20 plus games on the network this weekend. Mm-hmm. Man, YSN, we're just taking over. And I had a chance to catch some of the show, but not the entire thing, because I had to hand out Halloween candy with my mom Saturday from 5 to 7. But I definitely caught some of the show, and it was great. Nick and all the guys. Steve and JB, man, they put on a great show, and I can't wait for YSN next year especially, but next week as well.
Ty, what do you think? Uh-oh, you're muted.
I thought it was awesome because it was revolutionary for high school sports, I think, especially in this area. And it's something you don't see. And to put these kids on a platform, they get excited before, just playing the game, but now that they're on this platform and almost treated kind of like a local celebrity now. That's literally something we're all about too. And it would definitely get kids pumped up a lot more, especially nowadays where it feels like, kids, they want to be in that spotlight a little bit too. So I think it's awesome. I think it's not only revolutionary for the network, but also for high school sports in general.
And we'll go to the man of the hour. Maybe, if I can get this. There we go. Richie, you had a big weekend. Talk to us about the route you had to take to get where you needed to go.
Yeah, so Thursday started off Canfield and Kenson in the district championship for soccer. Didn't go Canfield's way. They got beat 3-0. But then Friday was a big night for the Cardinals, taking on the number 2 seed in Streetsboro, knocking them off. It was a great atmosphere up there. Press box was kind of small, but we were able to make it work, and I thought the angle was pretty good. It looked like we were almost level to the field. That was a good game. Canfield's going to the regional final, and then Saturday evening I went over to Crestview and did the Crestview and Mooney volleyball game, which was a great match. I know on the scoreboard it doesn't look like it was because it was 3-1 Crestview, but they barely won that third and fourth set. So that was a great match. And I'll tell you one thing, Crestview, their crowd, man, they can get into it there. that gym isn't the biggest, but it gets loud. And one thing I really loved about Crestview is they really appreciated how much effort we put into covering their matches. And I almost got a standing ovation before the match when they announced that YSN was there to cover the match. So that was really cool to see. And then Saturday night, took the hike over to Poland at Dave Pavlansky Field, covered the Ursuline-Poland game. And I was surprised by that game, not going to lie. Ursuline came in. They knocked off Poland, the number 2 seed, and they're headed to the regional final. And luckily, they're hosting it. They're playing the number 12 seed in Mentor Lake Catholic, so that should be a good one at Stanbaugh Stadium.
We're going to get into the next segment of what game surprised you the most. You already tipped your hand a little bit, so keep some meat on the bone there, Richie, when we talk about that Poland game. Let's go over to Mr. Pushkar, who was down on the 1s and 2s, live from South Range High School. Quinn, from your perspective, what was the coolest part of your weekend?
I mean, as much as I want to say watching Richie do a soccer game on Thursday night, I got to go with Jeff wearing the head. Yeah, that was by far the coolest thing I think I've seen in a long time.
Look at just how happy Steve is right there.
That's a great picture.
It is a great picture, courtesy of Gary Leininger. I mean, that was something we had kind of up our sleeves. We knew the picks going into it, and thanks to Jeff Bezos, thanks to Mike Ackelson, Nick Zeronis, Steve Leslie, thanks to everybody. I mean, there's so many. Quinn, you were there. Eric Oates, we had Anthony Hartwig. Jeff was there naturally. Paul was there. I was there. Eric Bailey, this was his brainchild. So EB, again, hats off to him for everything he's done, for this, and continues to come up with new and different ideas. And my favorite part of the weekend was just the compliments that I got about all of you, all of our guys, all of our team. It's a team effort. I mean, from everybody, from top across the board, right? And I don't want to say top down because that's not right. We're equals. No, you wouldn't. We're across the board. We're a team, and I was so proud to be a part of Saturday night, to be a part of Friday night, to have the games that mattered to a lot of different people, and for people to continue to have faith in us and to continue to purchase our power play. It's when you put yourself out there like that, you just never know what you're going to get. So hats off to our team, hats off to the people that have supported our team, and thank you so much to the people that continue week in, week out to support YSN no matter the sport, because it means the world to us and it keeps us going. So you're our gas, you're our fuel, so keep it rolling, and the student athletes too were fantastic. I mean, there was a point where I thought people were going to start asking Mike Ackelson and Nick Zeronis and Steve Leslie for their autographs at South Range. It was a pretty cool moment. So also want to thank Charles Bell for being the color guy for the YSN game this week. That we had so much fun. We'll do it again on Saturday. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But first,
I'll tell you something real quick too. That
sure.
Something that was it was great to see, and had nothing to do with sports, but it had something to do with to show like you've always talked about, and all of us talk about how we're a family at YSN, is on Friday night, where after the shows were all over, we're all hanging out in the office down there, and to see Jeff, everybody, hey, listen, we like to beat up on Jeff. He's like that little brother that we always like to pick on and we mess around. But he was sitting on the couch, your girls, covered up with a blanket, watching a cartoon movie on the couch, and we're all sitting there like chatting and doing our thing, and we all look over and we're like, do we see this over here? And Jeff was in his glory. He was sitting there with Cece and Coco watching a movie and just having a blast. And it was like, that's what it's about. Like, to see like that sort of like atmosphere that like
it's family. It's family. And I love it. I love that we're allowed to make fun of our guys and girls, but nobody else is. That's what a family is to me. You know what I mean? We poke fun at each other. It's a locker room atmosphere, but we're allowed to do it. Don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. Because if anybody wants to rough up McNuggies or say anything about, which, yeah, there he is right there. If anybody says anything about him, if anything says anybody about Bates, all of you guys from top down on the roster, right, from 1 to 99.
Go time.
Yeah, you better be careful what door you knock on, because you don't know what's waiting for you on the other side. And we're not bullies. We love having fun. We love having fun. And obviously our Halloween show was our most watched show of any show we've ever had. So thank you. We had a little fun with that. It was tongue in cheek. It was, but reality is, don't pick on us. Don't pick on our schools, and because they're part of the family too. Without them, we're not rolling. So please, if you think you're going to pick on our schools, our student athletes, they're part of the family. So sorry about your luck. You're going to get us. That's your consolation prize. Let's go to. Hang on, I got another picture I want to upload. While we do that. What was the most surprising game to you of the weekend? Richie, you already alluded to it, so why don't you take the lead here?
Yeah, you know what? Ursuline and Poland was the most surprising game to me, the way Ursuline kind of handled Poland. Poland scored the first touchdown, but after that, it seemed like they couldn't get a yard. I mean, that's how good Ursuline's defense was. They controlled the time of possession. They were unbelievable on offense. I mean, you talk about Brady Shannon and Matthew Reardon, the connection that those two have is something else to watch. And then you got the running backs that, add a lot of power to this offense. So I was surprised the way Ursuline came in and really controlled the game against Poland on their home turf.
All right. Ty, did you have a game that really stood out to you? You're muted.
For me personally, I thought that Campfield Streetsboro game was really surprising because with how good Streetsboro is year in year out, I thought they were going to give Campfield some more trouble, but only 6 points Campfield's defense held them to. I thought that's very telling going into this regional finals how good Campfield is. It was one of those teams. I mean, every week it's how good is Campfield, and they're beating up on the next team, and then this was the ultimate test going up against Streetsboro, and half of us were on one side, half of us were on the other. Like the Rockets looked like they could have been the team to knock off Campfield, but no, I think Campfield is showing everyone in Division III what they're all about right now, and look out because the Cardinals are coming.
McNuggies, your thoughts on the weekend? What was the most surprising game in your opinion?
I'm going to have to piggyback off of what Richie said. Poland and Ursuline, man. Poland, they were the 2 seed, and they were, I think, this close to getting the 1 seed when you looked at how the coaches voted and the amount of points that each team racked up in coaches voting. I think it was week 5 or the Thursday before week 6, right around then. So Ursuline getting in there and getting the job done in the fashion that they did against Poland. I mean, the Irish, Billy Mack's team, they're set up for a possible run deeper into the playoffs.
Paulie, what was the biggest surprise for you on Friday or Saturday?
To go away just for a second, but still stay on the company man part of it is what Menor Lake did. I mean, to go and beat the number 1 team to now give Ursuline that home game, because that was a 12 seed.
Yep.
Menor Lake's a 12 seed, and they beat the number 1 seed, and that, by Ursuline doing what they did, which was a big surprise as well. Now you get those two matched up. Ursuline's going to get that home game, so that kind of shocked me a little bit to see them go up there and do that to the number 1 seed. It was only 7-0, so I mean it was one heck of a game to go see if you were there to go see it. But now Menor Lake's going to get another monster in Ursuline, and Ursuline's going to be at home now, so they're going to have a little more motivation. So it was just those kind of 2 matchups there. Really, the stars aligned for some local team.
Billy Mack, I think we all know what you want to talk about. What was the biggest, I guess it wouldn't be a surprise to you, what was the biggest surprise to everybody else this weekend?
Well, it sounds like the biggest surprise to everybody else was Ursuline, but I've been trying to tell you guys from day one that this was a team that just had to learn how to win football games, learn how to win possessions, and learn how to play a little bit together. This isn't a team that's won a lot of football games prior to this season, so they started to click. Their schedule's difficult, as it should be. That's why you go there, is to play tough games. And they got rolling on some things, had some injuries and whatnot, but able to kind of figure it out and move forward. And Brady's one of the best athletes in the area, so he can throw it, run it, do whatever he can, making decisions out there. So good job by the Irish.
All right. Quinn, biggest surprise for the weekend for you?
I'm going to stay away from Ursuline because, I mean, that was kind of surprising to me. I mean, I'm going to go Campfield. Seeing, just listening to basically everybody talk and all that stuff from Campfield, they all thought that they were going to win and all that stuff. And listening to Coach Pav talk and all that stuff, he was confident and ready to go. And then, you start hearing about how good Streetsboro was and how good the running back was and all that stuff. And just the way they handled the running back was pretty incredible to me.
And I will give my 2 cents here. It's hard to say this without sounding homerish. I know we're known for being homers, but I was impressed with the South Range Crestview game for a multitude of reasons. Number one, South Range just kept taking, jabs and what we thought was going to be an unbelievable defensive contest turned into a track meet. And Crestview held their ground better than most teams did this year against the Raiders. I mean, the only team that I thought played the Raiders better was Poland. And that says a lot about a Crestview football team. As far as the Raiders go, my goodness, they had to pull out Wildcat. They had to pull out pretty much anything they could, that they were kind of keeping in their back pocket for potentially this week's matchup with Kirtland. They had to use against their rival from just down the road on 46. So when you look at that, I wasn't surprised at the outcome. I was surprised at how well Coach Cusick and the Rebels kept pace. And really, if you were watching that for any length of time, you probably thought that Crestview had a big-time shot to win it, early in the game because they just kept answering the bell. They answered the bell and answered the bell, but ultimately it was not only the depth but the athleticism of South Range that put them over the top. They're going to be a hard team to beat. And, obviously, some people chiming in a little earlier that you may or may not know about, wanted to bury this team. They want to bury this team already, South Range against Kirtland. Don't count them out. I mean, South Range was supposed to lose against Poland. South Range was supposed to lose against Struthers. South Range was supposed – I mean, it feels like it's the Canfield story. I feel like they're neighbors, right? Why do we always count Canfield kids out? Why do we always count these teams out when they prove us wrong each and every week? I feel like I'm Billy Mack right now. He's been telling us about Ursuline and telling us that, hey, just need to your point, just need to learn how to win, and they're learning at the right time. This is the biggest test every week, and now Ursuline, to me, we're not going to rank them. They hold all the cards. They have the opportunity, I think, of the best. So that leads me to my next question. Let's all politic a little bit for what team. Go ahead.
First off, I think all of them have a really good chance. They're still playing, so why not?
Right.
Why not Youngstown bring home all 5, or 4 of them? So with Ursuline, I think their power is in their offensive ability to score and then put pressure on other teams to change their formula, what they want to do. You look at like the Poland game; they want to ground and pound you. Well, you can't ground and pound you when you're down 21. You got to throw the football, so they might be able to catch some teams off guard and score early and change your mentality of what you want to do. I think that's kind of the way Ursuline wins games, and I think that's what they should come out and do. But hey, do whatever you have to. Let's just keep winning.
Love that. Paul, you get South Range. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. And Billy, yeah, we could see 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 5 divisions all sitting there ready to go, and all those teams are going to just fly through it.
Now, keep in mind, Paul, before you get started, we don't have a D1 representative.
Nope.
At all. So,
and we
so
lost
keep that
our
in
D2 representative. So that's it. We got D3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yep.
As I have it on my lovely wall here. I have the brackets on the wall. So the kids come in every Monday morning and they're all staring at it, trying to see who won, who lost, and all that. Listen, Raider time, it's ready to go. In my opinion, and some other people's opinions that are out there, this game, this week, essentially they're saying is your state title game. They think whoever wins this game will win the state championship, because this is, as you want to see every week, and then especially in deep into the games, playoffs like this, you're iron on iron. You're seeing a team coming in who everybody is saying is David and everybody's saying is Goliath. But you know what? Things happen, and you've got to get out there and play. You don't win on paper. We all know you win on the field. And this is I've been here since, oh my goodness. Let's just not say how long I've been here at this school. This is probably one of the best teams all around in all facets of the game that I've seen play in a long, long time. And these guys are ready to go. And I think they're going to go out there and they're going to put up the fight that is needed to win the game. And it's going to come down to the X's and O's of it and who turns the ball over, who makes the mistakes. You make the mistakes, unfortunately, you're going to lose the game. You don't make the mistakes, that's when you win the game. So, I mean, to me, this is a coin toss. I mean, this is going to be a great game. I mean, I'm excited, for you and Coach Bell to be calling the game. I'm excited to be up there and to be part of some things that are going to go on as well. I mean, this is what you're here for. You're in the regional championship game, 2 games away from winning a state title, and let's go do it. Let's see it. And I think these guys are ready to go. This is the team that they want to go up there and do that. And yeah, they're banged up a little bit with a guy or two here, but they got through a rival last week with a couple guys banged up, and even some guys getting banged up during the game. But they buckled up their strap, stretched out, did what they needed to do, and said, "This isn't going to be my last game, and we're going to go play."
All right, Richie, make your point for Canfield to be state champion.
Yeah, I mean, Canfield's due. I mean, they've been to the regional final 3 out of the last 4 years, unfortunately lost in 2017 and 2018. And like Ty said, everybody keeps down them. When's Canfield going to lose? When's Canfield going to lose? They play one of the best offenses in all the state, hands down in Streetsboro, and handle them. 0 points going into halftime. 6, which you could say were kind of garbage points in the fourth quarter. So you know what? Defense wins championships, and that's what Billy Mack has been referring to all year. And I think this is where the Cardinals' defense really shows who they are against a wing T offense in Chardon that's really good and really effective.
McNuggies, you got a chance to see Springfield make a state for their state championship run here.
Yeah, I'll step in for Jamie and Romo today. Man, they are on a mission. They don't remember they do remember, I should say, what happened last year. 1 win away from a state championship. They were this close, and they're this close to getting right back there. The number 1 seed in Division 6, and they've just steamrolled everybody on their schedule, including Mogador last week. They had that game at home, and they have home field advantage for 1 more game, and then they got to go play at some neutral sites. But this Tiger team is complete all around. Defense, front 7, quick to get into the backfield and get to the quarterback, specifically on pass plays. They don't allow very many rushing yards, if any at all. And when they throw the ball, I mean, their DBs, their secondary is good enough to allow that front 7 to get in there and pressure the quarterback. And then offensively, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. And that offensive line, that front, they are always winning at the line of scrimmage. This team is complete, and they are ready to go win a state championship.
Love that. Warren JFK is the team that I'm going to highlight, and I'll tell you what, they have yet to play their best football this year under the tutelage of Don Prologo in his first year. I think he has done such an outstanding job, given the circumstances with COVID, given the circumstances with the workouts, the limited workouts, the limited opportunity to see your kids each and every day, the lifts, all that camaraderie that comes with it. Grateful that he was part of the staff before making the jump to head coach, but I'll tell you this is a team that is always outmanned, but is never outgunned, and if that makes any sense to you. Well, they played teams 2 weeks in a row now, Dalton and then St. Paul last week, that from sideline to sideline they stretch out. From sideline to sideline they warm up, and then you've got the 30 or so, I would say, maybe that of Kennedy that lines up, and you get their best every play. Seeing an interception from Eddie Kiernan that looked like Troy Polamalu reaching back with the one hand clubbed, this hand, the right hand clubbed, reaches back with his left hand and makes the grab. Unbelievable. This team just believes in themselves. They haven't run over anybody yet. But to the point we were talking about on Friday, D7 has gotten way better from a level of play standpoint than we've seen it in recent years. I think it's going to be a challenge. I think this week is going to be a big challenge for them, but I still think this is a team that if they play their best game, there's no team in D7 that's going to be able to stop the Blue Pride, and nobody can get past the Blue Storm right now. Unbelievable, big play after big play. So that's why I think JFK will win the state championship. It is time for the lightning round, the wild card round. We've got 2 guys left, and one of them is going to be Quinn Pushkar. Make your case for whatever team you want out of those teams we've already mentioned.
Can I just generically pick YSN as all of them? Like, why not? Why not us? I mean, every team has their own reason to believe in themselves and everything like that. And I mean, listen to all you guys talk about it. I don't see why it can't be all of them.
I love it. All right, second wild card, we go to Ty Bartell. Ty, first off, do you need bailed out or something? Like,
this is
I probably got.
I got $20. That's about it.
But No, I mean, to go off of Quinn, yeah, I mean, why not? Why not all 5 of them? But if I'm going to pick one, and it's not putting any over the other, because I really do believe that all 5 of these teams have a great chance at winning state. But one that immediately comes to mind for me is Springfield, and it's getting to that state championship and having that taste of being there and coming up short of finishing it out. I mean, they've looked like a team on a mission, as have all the teams. But I mean, like Springfield really stands out to me because I mean, we talk about their offense; they put up points on these teams, but their defense is just so good as well. I mean, holding Mogador scoreless too, 21-0, I believe was the final there, and Springfield is just such a good team all around, and they came into this season with a mission, and it really looks like they're going to finish out.
We are going to take a break. When we come back, yeah, what is going on in the chat box now?
No idea, but thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate the interaction. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk more about this past weekend and maybe give you an inkling of what you can look forward to this coming weekend on Friday and Saturday. You are watching the YSN Power Hour, proudly presented by our awesome sponsors, which you're going to see right after I find on the thing. Here's G. Bird.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is here, so it's all hands on deck to make sure your plan still meets your needs for 2020.
Call us today.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you, along with a few of my friends right here. Guys, we talked about the teams that have surprised us. What's one player that you think, if we were giving MVP out to as a media company, as a business, who would you make a play for right now, whether the team's still playing or not? Who was the MVP of the area to this point? Not to put anybody on the spot, but Ty Bartell, you've watched some good football this year. Who would you give the MVP to?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one. I mean, to kind of stay with Springfield, I mean, Bo Brungard has been absolutely incredible. I mean, not really getting a chance to see him, but I mean, one that was pretty close to him, I got a chance to see with Aiden Stevens of LeBray, and talk about two great athletes too. And I mean, I've watched plenty of games. Oh yeah, thanks, Dad. It's actually a rehabilitation center for hoarding. They took me away because they saw me on previous games, previous episodes. But yeah, Bo Brungard would definitely be my player to pick for that. He's just been absolutely incredible this whole season. And if I'm gonna pick one guy, that's the unquestioned leader of that team. And Yeah, for sure. Devin Sherwood was a good one as well too, but I think his ceiling's still a little bit higher. I want to see what he's gonna do next year for the Falcons, having another year under his belt this season.
Those are two juniors that have an unbelievable future ahead of them. So excited to see that. Let's get over to Richie Giuliano. Who's your MVP?
Yeah, Bo Brungard's a great pick, but I'm going to stick with the Cardinals here. I'm going to go with sophomore quarterback Brock Lowry. I mean, the kid, he stepped up as a sophomore from day one, has come in and done his job, led his team to a 9-0 season, has thrown and rushed for 1,000 yards. I mean, he has, I think, 12 touchdowns on the ground now, and I believe somewhere around 8 or 9 through the air. But, I mean, just as a young kid, just a sophomore coming in, taking his team to the regional title and being that leader that everyone kind of revolves around, it's tough to beat. You know what? I think once you get into the state semi and state final kind of round is where you could distinguish who could be the player of the year. But right now, with this standing, I think I'm going to go with Brock Lowry.
I like that pick. Let's go to another Canfield kid. Quinn, you've seen a lot of touchdowns here on the Audible Call. Who's your pick for MVP this year?
I mean, it's tough, but I got to stick with the same as Ty, Bo Brungard. I think the only one in my mind, at least in my opinion, the only one that can rival him is I think Michael Patron can give him a run for the money at this point. But I mean, what Bo does is just incredible in my mind. With the success that he's had this year, last year, and everything like that, and being poised to make another run at the state title, it's tough to put anybody above that right now for me.
Let's go to Paul Munson, who is dressed in his Raider black. Who do you got?
And Quinn just kind of alluded to him, and I've been spoiled all year getting to see him. Michael Patron. I mean, after, what I saw him do Saturday night, I mean, he was responsible for 410 yards of offense. I mean, 251, I think it was, on the ground and 159 through the air. I mean, just unbelievable. And, he's a kid that, he got to play a little bit last year after Allegretto went down with an injury, and Michael, pushed the team through the playoffs the way he did, as far as they made it. But it was he's one of those special kids. He's just a real quiet kid. You see him in the hallways. He's just hanging out, him and Harley all the time. But, I mean, when it comes to putting on the burgundy and gold and stepping on that field, a switch just goes off, and he's lights out. So I'd be Michael Patron.
All right, we're on to Mac. I think we're on the same wavelength, maybe. What do you got, Mac?
No, I'm going to go a whole different direction here. I see where this panel's going. You guys are going on an offensive side. I'm going to go pick defense. I'm going to go with the Cardinals defense. I think that they're the reason they win football games. I think they give them a chance. I think they got the best defense in the Valley, and somebody on that team's got to be recognized. And it's hard to do because it seems like everybody kind of plays their role, and selfish defense. They play their responsibilities. No man's too big for the next guy. And as a defensive guy back when I played, I can appreciate that. So I want to shout out to the Cardinal defense.
Love that. A little change of pace. McNuggies, who do you feature in your MVP candidacy?
I'm going to go with Cam Hollabaugh from Warren JFK.
And that's why I didn't want to go there.
I didn't know if you picked him or not, but I'm going to go with Cam Hollabaugh. The dude is the unquestioned leader of that JFK team, which is the number 1 seed in Division 7. The dude throws touchdowns. He is a baller on the field, and, man, it's the couple JFK games I've gotten to watch over at HQ. I've loved watching Cam Hollabaugh play football.
3 words: Swiss Army knife. That kid is unbelievable. I mean, and here's the thing is he can go on 176 yards on the ground, and it's not considered a good day for him, and his team wins. When that is the bar is pretty daggone high. So I'm going Cam Hollabaugh as the MVP from Warren JFK. The kid does it all. And here's the thing. Football, widely, I think, respected as a good sport for him, not his best sport. Best sport's baseball. So look out for him on the diamond as well. And, Mac, you've had a few encounters with him. So it's going to be exciting to watch this kid continue to go. Jesse Likens has turned into a leader as well because, as we've said on this show many, 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 many times, when you have two weapons, they're hard to stop both of them. So, I'm going to be interested to see how they either pick on Likens or they pick on Cam this Friday night. It's the same, same with South Range with Patron and Dominguez. Same with a lot of these teams that have multiple assets, right? Because at this point, it's like having two pitchers in the MLB playoffs. If you got two pitchers, you're good. You're good to go. Just keep on shining. So Cam Hollabaugh, I don't want to say early season MVP because we're going to have to declare an MVP at some point during this season. But he gets my vote certainly.
Is that us? Is the Power Hour pick that, or is that a YSN?
It's going to be the Power Hour. We're gonna have a vote here on live on the Power Hour.
Power with the Power Hour.
Power Hour MVP. Why not? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we got the big dogs of the valley for YSN, and we can have the Power Hour MVP. There's nobody that says we can't do that.
Fair enough.
So we'll have a live vote on Twitter and Facebook and see at the end of the show who comes out on top. So we'll promote that. Speaking of big dogs of the valley, we have two winners for Week 5, and they are going to be announced right after the show. Still working on the feature, so keep your eyes open for that. Pretty good turnout. I think there was over 30,000 votes this week for Big Dogs of the Valley. So kudos to everybody out there for voting for their favorites. So all 5 winners will be stacked up against each other in the coming weeks for the Big Dog of the Year for the fall of 2020. So don't forget to keep your fingers rested because you're going to need them for clicking that button over and over and over. What is this? Elbow cough, Matt.
Was Billy
idea.
coughing?
All right. I think maybe they were trying to get the actual MVP of the Power Hour, and I think Mac he's definitely in the conversation. Let's be honest, because when it comes to the G-Berg Farm What's Your Beef, though, Scotty is still the reigning champ as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I just do my rants in the middle of the show.
We appreciate that. Keep the powder dry, buddy. Keep the powder dry. All right, so let's get quickly, as we about 15, 16 minutes to go left in the show. Let's talk about the weekend that was in college and pro football. Did you guys see anything that you liked, that you didn't like in pro football this weekend that really stood out to you? Obviously, Mac or McNuggies, we're going to go to Ohio State first. Let's start out because I'm sure you got a rant.
I don't know if I have a rant per se. Honestly, whether the score indicates a 13-point game, but I feel like Ohio State dominated Penn State a lot more than that. The one thing I am concerned about with Ohio State is their outside corners, because Sean Wade had to move out there with the losses of Jeff Okudah and Damon Arnett. And the dude, in my opinion, is a solidified slot corner now. He's a fantastic slot corner, and he's a good outside corner, but he's not nearly as good as everybody hyped him up to be on the outside. His talent didn't transition from the slot to the outside, and I think it was Jahan Dotson actually had a really good game. Clifford throwing the ball to him. They did pretty good against Sean Wade, but the offense, Justin Fields is absolutely amazing. The quarterback, the 1-2 punch with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson is unmatched. And Master Teague actually looked really good this week. He had probably the best game of his career on Saturday, and I think he solidified himself as the running back one over Trey Sermon. So a lot of stuff I like from the Ohio State Buckeyes Saturday night.
Are the Buckeyes the best team in the country?
Not yet.
All right.
I think that belongs to Alabama.
It's the same. I'm waiting for when that turns into yes. Are they going to actually be the national championship game before you have to say it? That's my question to myself. Just trying to throw the fishing rod out there. All right, fishing line. You don't want to throw your fishing rod out there. Let's go with Quinn. What, from a college or pro standpoint, what stood out to you this weekend?
How awful the Browns are, like always. It's a weekly thing for me. Nothing really stuck out to me, honestly, other than like the weather. Like the weather was more, I guess, amazing in my mind than anything watching the Browns game. Like I enjoyed watching the wind absolutely wreak havoc on field goals, but I mean they stink. And I'll let Billy rant about the Browns instead.
Question for you: is Tuff Borland the greatest linebacker name in history?
Yes.
Name, yes, absolutely.
Does that mean he's the best linebacker in history?
Hell no.
No.
All right, Richie. Lots to talk about. Pick out college or pro. What are you highlighting?
I'm going to have to go pro. I didn't get to watch a lot of the Buckeyes games Saturday night, so I'm going to go with the Browns. Too many drop passes. I mean, that was the moral of the story there on Sunday. I mean, you got Njoku, who could have picked up at least 25, 30 yards ahead of him, dropped the ball right in his chest. Talk about Jarvis. He had a couple key drops. So I know Billy Mack doesn't like Baker, but you really can't blame him for some of those passes because they were right on the money and receivers didn't make the play. So that has to improve.
MP saying, I think this panel can tackle better than the Browns. I don't think there's a whole lot of people that would disagree with that.
Our run defense up the middle was pretty bad as well. So,
Ty, your take.
For me, for the NFL games, the one team that really surprised me was Cincinnati against Tennessee this weekend. I think that was Joe Burrow's really like coming out game because with as well as Tennessee has played this year, I think Joe Burrow is really everyone kind of thought it was going to be like a 2-3 year project. Some really did. Some thought he might have been able to do it his first year. But his first year, he's really showing. Put a team around me, and we can go to the promised land with it.
All right, and we go to the gloat.
No, of course it was nice seeing the Raiders come into Cleveland and beat up on the Browns. But that's not that much of a victory sometimes. When you're dealing with the Browns. So, all right. I think the thing that surprised me the most, and it was just because I'm watching the fantasy a little bit here and there. The Dolphins defense, they lit it up. They were unbelievable there for that, especially the first half. They win that game by 11, but still they lit it up. And yeah, me and Steve and I were, Steve's a Raider fan, so we were going back and forth. And his day would have been a lot better if he would have saw Baltimore win. But that was a tough game. But yeah, for me just beating Cleveland whenever they get a chance was always nice because it doesn't happen all that often when the Raiders come to town or even when Cleveland goes out there. So whenever I get that, I get some bragging rights for some of the Browns fans. My wife wasn't happy. She's a Browns fan. So, the hat's been on for 2 days, which is nice.
Hats off to Steve Gilmartin, as always, and the good folks over at Stadium GM. Proud supporters of YSN. Mac, you had an interesting weekend. What was your highlight?
One of the highlights for me was watching that trash team up north. You just can't beat their baby brothers, as they call them. So if you're not going to beat your baby brother, it ain't going to beat your daddy. And that we play in December this year. So that's that take. And then the Browns they just stink, okay? It just goes to show you that the offense is not the same without Nick Chubb. Baker's awful. Whether the receivers catch passes or not, you know what? If you're a great, if Joe Montana was out there, he'd be demanding Jerry Rice catch the football. He doesn't have that kind of clout with his offensive team, and it's pretty obvious to me that the receivers just don't care. If they cared about Baker, they would catch those passes. And the other last thing is I'm still waiting for Pittsburgh to beat a team that's average, and they haven't yet. So
DJ, he even if he's serious, that doesn't even warrant a response.
This is what he does.
Yeah.
This is what he does in the group chat. Just waiting, because he knows he's going to get me on it. He waits till those peak times when something happens and it's all about.
Lamar Jackson is ass. He's not good. He's not
the MVP
good.
last year.
He's a running back at quarterback.
LeBron James should win the MVP every year. MVP is a joke in every sport. Okay, and it just shows. Lamar Jackson stinks.
Let me ask you this. Real quick question. Well, actually, here's a statement more than a question.
Oh, go ahead. I'm ready.
There's two people that I've met that have said Lamar Jackson is below average, stinks, or bottom third of the NFL. You are one of them.
Oh, I know who the other one is.
You want to guess the other one?
He just got off the air a little bit ago.
I'm just going to...
You're rowing in there, Billy.
Yeah, enjoy that. Here's your oar there, cowboy.
When it comes to him, it's one of those cases, a blind squirrel finds a nut. But
Enjoy your picnic. Don't bring too many sandwiches.
And a pick six, Aaron.
Because you're not going to be able to eat them because they'll be gone before you even look for them.
Again, I'm just waiting for the Steelers to play an above average team. They just haven't.
Who would that be?
They've played two good teams, I think, and they showed it last night.
Tennessee lost to the Bengals.
Okay, and
maybe they just were still sad from losing a week before.
Go play Seattle. Seattle's the best team in the NFL anyway. So, period.
Put them on our schedule.
I mean, I will. Hold on. Let me talk to the commission.
Yeah, why don't you do that? And then when he's done laughing at you, but you know what? Gingers stick together, so you guys will probably really hit it off.
I'm not a ginger. I don't know where this is going.
We don't know why
He calls everybody gingers. Don't worry, man.
You two are redheads.
I'm not a redhead. My hair is
I
brown.
will send you
When
a
it's
picture.
summertime, it's blonde.
Yeah, I'll send you any picture of any age you want, and I've never had red hair ever.
Same.
Well, the only hair you have left is red.
I got no hairs. Face is clean shaven. I'm like a baby.
Wait a minute. Wait, you say that one more time.
I'm like
What
a
is that
baby.
right there on your chin?
Your chin hair matches your shirt right now.
5 o'clock shadow right now going on, man.
That's like a 3-year shadow.
I think you're colorblind.
Man, look at this. This is even worse. Richie,
It's
you
blonde.
got red hair.
Where's the red? Where's
I don't want to
to
break it to you.
Brown?
No.
Little blonde here?
Sorry, dude.
Richie's got blonde brown hair. I'll give him that. But
Nah.
but there's no doubt, Billy. That is ginger brown.
You look like Thanos, Billy, with like a Ronald McDonald afro on his chin.
See, I got to go.
I
with
gotta
the
dig
silver
up the
black.
pictures.
I am.
I've literally had like bleach blonde hair my whole life. Like it's white.
Can we talk about the Bears wide receiver smacking that dude last
That
night?
was
I didn't
great.
see it.
That
I
was
didn't
awesome.
see it. I didn't see it. Who saw it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw replays of it. That was pretty sweet. So
There was underlying issues there with those guys.
Want to see Steelers Chiefs in the playoffs? There's a lot of people that want to see Steelers Chiefs in the
I mean,
playoffs.
the Steelers probably won't get there. So
Well, the Browns have never been there, so
All
you
right,
know.
well, see, that's what he wants you to do, McNuggies. He wants you to bring the Browns into conversation. See, I've learned his little. He throws a little chicken on the line to get bigger fish. It ain't working for me. You can keep swimming for minnows, buddy, because you ain't getting a shark.
Like, the Steelers will probably lose like 6 in a row, and then because the back half of the schedule is probably going to be harder. So
Let me tell you a story.
It's not.
If they
You want me to tell you our back half of the schedule?
No, McNuggies. Nobody wants you to say that. Here's what I want.
Yeah,
I want Billy Mack to put his money where his mouth is. Put 500 on the line that they're going to lose 6 in a row,
Hold
and
on,
I'll put 1,000.
I gotta see. I just bought a couple LLCs I've been working on, so I've been.
Well, this shouldn't be a problem if you really believe the bullshit that's coming out of your mouth.
Let me check my checking. See what happens is my savings and check and savings, and it goes in here, and then it triples.
You know
Kate
who else?
comes over and goes, "Argh, no, you can't.
You know who else doesn't like betting me anymore? Your rowing partner, Mr. Potesta.
Yeah.
So you just
my
keep on
partner
swimming.
is Betos.
No, Betos pays his dues, no problem. No
Right.
problem at all. The other guy does this. A lot of this, and not a whole lot of this. So just keep on talking.
Yep.
Keep on talking.
Unless they stumble and fall. Yeah, Kate's like, don't be betting my money.
No way. He's not allowed to do that.
Unless they stumble and fall, the back half of their schedule is a cake.
What does that even mean?
You're Jason.
What does that even mean? Blonde.
No, you're not blonde.
I'm totally blonde.
No.
Anything but.
Avery is the best redhead in all the land.
That is
Look at
true.
this. I mean, it's not even close.
I like this one. That's the best redhead in all the land. Just because Richie's not admitting it.
I'm not.
We know it's true.
Nobody, even Paul just admitted it.
Paul is your source? Paul is your source.
As soon as he put his head down,
That's not a
and
reliable
showed his
source.
hair. Look, that's brown.
Look,
Hey,
close.
hey, next cover letter, put Paul Munson's study hall teacher on it and see how far that goes.
Hey,
Credibility.
very much.
see how
Goes a
far
long
that
way around here.
I think I need to drink more beer on the Power Hour.
it's Paul Munson, entrepreneur / study hall
/state champ.
/state champ. That's it, baby. All right, let's get to our G Burger Farms. What's your beef? We'll start with McNuggies. You better have a beef.
I am going to have a beef, and it's with this stupid weather. I looked outside in the fourth quarter of the Steelers game. I was very happy, and then it was snowing on November 1st. I don't like that. I don't like snow. I don't like cold. I don't like this weather at all. Go away.
All right. We got, real quick, a couple of these to catch up on. Are the Titans fool's gold?
Nope.
I think
Yes.
so. I think they are as well. What else do we have here? Paul Munson, trophy husband. Let's get... There's a still shot for you, Care. Beautiful.
Man, I can't wait to record that one.
Steelers have a better chance of going undefeated than they do losing 6 straight.
And they do,
I would
Aaron.
agree with that.
He's correct.
I would agree with that. Let's
I'll
go
tell you this,
to...
they're not going undefeated.
They got to
Okay.
play Baltimore one more time. The rest of their schedule's trash.
Yeah, I mean they played the Jets 6 times in a row here the last couple weeks. So
So are the Jets better than the Browns?
yes,
Jeez, oh man.
Wow, you're in deep. All right, Quinn, save the show. Steve Burby Farms, what's your beef?
My beef's with Billy right now, and it's a matter of the last 10 minutes. One, the Jets are a disaster. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, let alone maybe not even Poe. I don't think I would even let him be a Jets fan. Second of all, Billy, don't talk about the Steelers because then they come at me, and I don't want to have them come after me. I want them after you, not me. That's it.
All right, let's go to Richie.
You know, I'm not even going to say it because, you know, you're just going to keep pounding me for it over and over again. You know what? It's blonde. It's brown, especially in the summer. It's blonde, but I'm going to go with the Browns here. Wide receiving core has to step up in the future or else they're not going to win any ball games. Without Nick Chubb, we don't have a running presence like we have in the past. So I'm going to go with our receivers here. You got to catch balls. I mean, that's what you're being paid for. You got to catch it. How do I change that? See, that's not even fair. That's not even fair.
Ty, what do you got?
Anything but blonde.
I'm my beef is right now anyone that's not tuning into to the network going into this weekend with the 5 teams we got going in making state championship runs. We're revolutionizing the game. We got our big pregame shows, power hours going good. Basketball season's right around the corner, and we're deep into the football season. So anyone that's not tuning into to YSN right now, get on the ship because we're sailing to the moon right now.
I love it. Mac.
My beef is with the Cleveland Browns organization for not letting me be the GM. I have applied twice this week because I have some really awesome trades for Baker Mayfield. That is all.
Can you
Thanks.
full transparency? Can you say what you said in the group chat about what you had to do to right your world? What you had to go do on the video game to go right your world?
I went and played Madden last night just so the Steelers could lose, and I was the Jets, and I beat them.
There it is. There it is. So that is going to lead me to my beef, which is naturally going to be, I don't want to yell at people.
Paul's beef.
Huh?
I want to listen to Paul's beef.
I'm going to get Paul last.
Okay.
I don't want to yell at people. I'm not a leader that likes to yell at people. I don't have like grand expectations. You know, there's a level that we do things here. There's a culture that I think everybody knows and loves. But we have worked, and I say we as a company, as a team, we've worked so incredibly hard to bring in all the teams that we do. Don't bash them. Whether you're on our network or not, do not point a finger and poke the bear, because we don't want to. I had to do it today, and it had to be on air, and I didn't like doing it, but it had to be done. Like, don't put dirt on our teams. Just don't shovel it, because we're gonna take that shovel and we're gonna beat you down with it. That's just how it is. That's part of our culture, is we defend our family. So loyal, local, live, leave them alone. That's it. There's your 4th L. Starts with that. Paul Munson, your beef, sir.
All right, I got like a 2-part beef here. The first part is a little bit off piggybacking of what McNuggy said is the weather. Yeah, I'm watching TV last night, and all of a sudden, here comes the snow. But at the end of this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be 70. It's going to be beautiful. So it's the blessing and the curse of living in Northeast Ohio that it could be snowing on Monday, and by Sunday we're going to be wearing T-shirts and shorts, and it's just going to be great. So that's just part of my beef. It was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, we got snow already. But the second part of my beef is with anybody who wants to complain about anything going on right now, and you've got a chance to make your voice get heard tomorrow. Tomorrow, get out there and vote. We're not going to talk politics on who you're voting for and any of this other stuff, but you've got a chance. We live in America, and we have freedoms like no other country in the world, and you've got a chance to get out there and let your voice be heard. So get out there and vote. Somebody was flipping the bird in the chat.
Yeah, hang on. I'll scroll back up to it, Paulie. You can have this one.
Yeah, but just, wow, it's that foreign. We got those people all over.
I'm world renowned. That's
world renowned.
Really, she dropped it twice, man. It's first she started with this, right, and then it went to this, and then it went to this. Like,
I mean, it's 2020. That could be a dude.
It could be.
I was gonna say, be careful. You might be using the wrong pronouns.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yep. So get out there and vote, because when you get out there, you have to wear some warm clothes tomorrow. But by the end of the week, you can have some shorts on. But get out there, let your voice get heard, everybody. Let's go.
How about Mardell? You want to talk about MVPs? We got 2 MVPs on this show right now, and I'm going to throw it out there. Paul, I'm going to take the box for a minute. Mardell Hallis, message me or YSN your information. We're going to get you out a T-shirt. I saw that. Awesome. I saw that personally the other night. As I was watching the Audible call, I saw that, and the first thing I thought was, we got to get you suited up on YSN. You're more than welcome to join us here in the Power Hour, but I want to get you a T-shirt as a sign of thank you for putting yourself out there, because you didn't have to. Because we take it, because that's what you do. But you put yourself out there. Appreciate you so much. And Michael Page, do the same thing. Send me a message. We'll get you a T-shirt as well. You can pick between the white one or the red one and the blue one. It's a white T-shirt with either the YSN logo, this one right there with the microphone, or it's just the YSN across the front. You can have whichever one you'd like, because we love supporting those who support us. YSN got catfished. Okay.
Can we ban the word piggyback on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do that. We can also ban the word. We can also ban people that trash 7-0 teams. Spot on observations by observance, excuse me, by the legend Don Pletcher, which he'll be excited that we will have a debut coming up later today on YSN. So stay tuned for that. And also, Devin Sherwood hurt for basketball, huh? Well, I'm not going to touch that one. $10 is not bad. Great deal. Didn't see a comma, so I was like, uh-oh. So make sure the two of you send me a message personally. I'll make sure you guys get something in the mail a little before Thanksgiving. So appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate G. Burbick Farms. Quick shout out to Greg. I know he sent me a message. He called me, actually, on Sunday morning and said that 2 people bought 50 pounds of beef off of him because they saw his commercial on the South Range Crestview game. So just tells you, folks, if you're not advertising with YSN, those advertisements work that people were complaining about. So I can tell you, firsthand that we're getting calls from our sponsors, and there's reasons that this thing just keeps rolling along and getting bigger and bigger. So thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to all of our panelists right here, the beauty that is YSN, and thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on your sports network. Say bye-bye, boys.